Up?
What's up? What are the cops wrong for?
They're killing people, man.
Hmm. I mean, it's kind of their job almost, in a
Oh,
way.
it's their job to kill people.
In a way, yes.
No, in no way is it their job to kill people.
Then
Their
why are
job,
cops allowed to have deadly force?
their their job is to protect and serve, not to kill people.
Hmm.
Protect and
Let me
serve.
let me ask you this. Well, why were they there that night? Why were they called there?
I'm sure there was a reason. I've heard the guy was selling something in the parking lot. He was selling CDs or some shit like that. I
Hmm.
don't know.
Well, the actual call was the guy actually pointed his gun at another person while selling his CDs. Now, when you take it as he was selling CDs illegally, that's totally different from getting a police call from him pointing a gun at
Okay,
someone selling
you're
CDs.
100% right. You're 100% right. If he had a gun and he was pointing it at people, that's 100% wrong, and he should go to jail. But he
Hmm.
shouldn't be killed. And
Well, the
when
thing
they
is, I mean, it wasn't. I wouldn't say it's a race thing. How everyone's making it. The people started recording about a 30-minute clip from both sides. Um, the cops told him to get on the floor. He didn't want to get on the floor. Now they both tased him, which the taser on he was a little overweight. Usually, when you're a little overweight, tasers don't have an effect on you. He was
right,
still sitting there, so they both tased him. It didn't do anything. They both told
okay,
him to get on the floor, so they both tackled him. The man is resisting. He has a gun on him. He's resisting. He's trying to move and out of the way. So
okay.
therefore, they found where the gun was at. So they shot him because he kept moving. They know
Well,
they had the gun on him. The man
it's
could
ridiculous.
see.
It's
It, it's
ridiculous.
it's not
It's
ridiculous. If it was my life versus his, and he's gonna try to grab his gun,
it's not
I'm.
your life or his. It's you and another guy already have the subject subdued. He's down.
But the
He's
thing
down.
is, when you compare weight to weight, there could be two of me and trying to take you down, but you're still gonna overcome me just because of the weight. That's
But
just
he
facts.
wasn't overcoming anything. You could watch the video. The guy's had his arms
Yeah, but
pinned
the
down.
guy's still moving. If I mean, why wouldn't the guy just
Put his
lay on the
hands in
floor, put his
handcuffs.
hands?
Put his
Huh?
hands in handcuffs and take him to jail.
Why didn't he just lay on the floor then?
You know what? Because maybe who knows why he was resisting arrest, which is not right. You know what? I don't care if you resist arrest. That does
So
not
you're
mean
saying it's
that you need.
okay for a person to have a gun on him, try to get out of the cop's way, keep moving his arms so they can't put him in the thing. Now the cops spent well enough time trying to get him on the floor before they pulled out their gun, before they yelled he had a
He got
gun.
on the floor well enough time. They got him on the floor in 2 seconds. As soon as they tackled him,
Yeah,
he went
yeah, but the
down.
thing is,
They
he's
got his
pushing him
arm.
off and he's moving and everything. And the cop said, "Don't reach
He
for your
wasn't
gun,"
moving.
and he reached for it.
There
So
was
would
no
you?
moving. There was no
There
moving
was moving.
whatsoever.
There's moving,
They
all of
had
it.
his arms pinned. They had his arms pinned down for a solid 30 to
Okay,
45
but I can
seconds
have someone's
with
arms pinned
no
down
moving.
and they can move them. I mean, just because it
You
looks
could
like they have
move,
him
but
pinned
you're not going
down.
to do anything. They made no attempt to arrest him. They held him down, and then they shot him. And they didn't just shoot him once; they shot him 4 times in the chest
That's
from
because if the
point blank
cop's gonna
range.
shoot someone,
That's not
they're not trained to shoot to injure. They're trained shoot to kill. That's their last step of deadly
wrong.
force.
Wrong.
No, it's not
Wrong.
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 Look
Yes,
it
it is
up.
wrong.
It's common
How many
sense.
police
Every
officers do
cop
you
out
know?
there, if they're
How
gonna
many
shoot,
police officers do you know? How many police officers do you know?
I actually know quite a few.
Okay, well, my uncle's a police officer. They're not trained to shoot to kill.
My
They're
stepdad is
trained
one,
to incapacitate the subject. What?
and many cops out there, all my friends and their dads say the same thing. If a cop's gonna shoot, it's their last stand. They're shoot to kill, not shoot to injure.
Well, then that's wrong too.
It's not wrong. That's just
Then
how
they're
it is.
training.
Okay, how are you gonna
No, it's not
justify
just
and
how.
say this guy's right when
It's
he
not
didn't
just
even want
how
to
it
get on the floor? He should have won. He was on parole and shouldn't even had a
matters.
gun.
It doesn't matter. It's
It
not the cops. The cops are not judge, jury, and executioner.
okay then,
They're
but
not.
it's their life versus his. Why did the guy have a
No,
gun
it
on him?
isn't. There was no life at stake until they started shooting.
There was a life at stake. He had a gun on him. He
So
pointed his gun at someone else. That's why the
he,
cops are called.
okay, that's wonderful. He pointed his gun at somebody else before the cops were there. That's all conjecture. We don't know. What we do know is what we saw in the video with our own eyes. And what I saw in the video was they had him subdued. They had him on the
It
ground. And
wasn't
then
subdued. His hands
when the
weren't
time
behind his back.
came,
He kept moving his hands. If they
they
had him
didn't.
subdued, he
They
would be
didn't.
in handcuffs.
They made no attempt to put his hands
They
behind his
tried.
back.
This is resisting, trying to push up when they're trying to put it behind your back.
Of course, yeah, he's resisting. I'm not saying I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about the cops. Once they have him down on the ground with two guys,
A cop is
roll him
not
over and
safe until they're in handcuffs.
Right, so roll him over and put the handcuffs
He
on.
couldn't. They couldn't roll him over.
Well, then they
What
shouldn't be
makes you
cops.
think he's
It's
gonna
that
give a
simple.
fighting chance on the floor if he didn't do it while standing?
There's two guys.
It doesn't matter. Just because there's two guys doesn't mean anything. It took 6 cops to take down Rampage
They
Jackson.
shouldn't.
One black person. 6 cops to take down one person. And you're going to say
Then
2
they shouldn't
guys
be
to
cops.
take down this? Huh?
They shouldn't be cops. They shouldn't be cops.
Okay, look. If you took down
cops.
a sumo wrestler, you're not going to be able to take one down. Are you? With 2 of you,
Right, but I'm
you're
not
not.
a police officer. It's not my job.
I'm just saying, but if you were a cop, 2 of you ain't going to take down a sumo wrestler. It's all defined by weight. And when adrenaline's in your body like that, it's proven you have extra.
It's not all defined by weight. That is nonsense. All defined by weight.
It's nonsense. It's true. It's so the
somebody
truth.
small. Wait. No, it isn't. It's techniques.
It's technique.
Strength.
Yeah, and you want to know their main technique is a taser. Okay, but you're saying that what could they have done differently?
They could have. Well, for one, they never needed to draw the weapon whatsoever.
So a guy having a gun on him illegally is not a reason to draw a weapon.
He didn't have his weapon out.
Yes, he had it on him. He was reaching for it.
On him.
He had his weapon on him. Yes, he did.
Okay, on him, not out.
Okay, but the thing is, if he's reaching for his pocket where the gun's at, is he? Well, what are you going to get out of that?
What I'm going to get out of it is there's no way that those 2 guys who already had him on the ground with his arms pinned down under their knees couldn't just take the guy's arms, roll him over, and cuff him.
Actually, his right hand was not subdued by the cop because the cops were on his legs. One cop was on the other arm. The other cop was on his legs, if you look at the video.
They're not doing their job correctly, and they're not qualified.
They're not doing their job correctly. Then how come it took 6 people to take down Rampage Jackson?
Again, more non-qualified.
Okay, what about Eric Garner? How come 2 cops tried to, and Eric Garner was pushing him out of the way? So they had to use a technique of a chokehold.
Eric Gardner literally did nothing.
Yeah, he did. He
literally did nothing.
Yes, he did.
He did nothing.
Mm-hmm.
He did nothing.
Then if they, let me ask you this: if they're doing nothing, why don't they just sit in the back of the car, go to jail, and be released? If they did nothing,
you think that man should have died?
I don't think he should have died, but I mean, he would still be alive today if he didn't do that.
Wait a second. You honestly believe that was the right thing to do, and that what happened
for the cops' point of view?
Correct.
Yes, I believe the cops did the right thing.
Well, you know what that means to me? That means to you, you're not thinking logically.
I'm not thinking logically. Okay.
No,
you're not thinking logically. The guy,
no.
The guy knew what he was in for. The guy would have went to prison again. He would have went to prison. But you don't know those facts because you based it on a 30-second YouTube clip.
Go to prison is wonderful. That's fine. You know what? If they would have taken him to prison, it never would have got on the news because that's what they're supposed to do. That's their job.
Exactly. But guess what? He chose not to get on the floor. He chose to carry an illegal firearm on him, and he chose to have warrants out for his arrest.
And so for that, he should die.
Maybe if you would have laid on the floor, you'd still be alive today. So yes.